Seconds.
Hello. We're trying to set up the tech because we are not tech people here. That one you gotta just press go live.
No, this one's on already. What I'm gonna do is
You could probably set it here and kind of move this up a little bit.
No, those cameras are like situated on there.
yeah, I'm gonna do it a little smart for a second. I'm gonna try to be at least, right?
We're gonna rig it.
There's a different word that we use, but I don't think it'd be politically correct to use.
We're going to fix it so it looks good.
What do you think?
Good.
We good to go?
We'll have to squeeze,
No,
squeeze you in a little bit.
You got it. Will that show through?
All right.
3, 2, 1. And we're live, guys. This is the show. Good morning. It's Wednesday, April 3rd, 2019. Follow us live on Instagram, Facebook. And we have a special guest in the building.
Betty Chronix.
Betty Chronix. Betty Chronix. Where are you from, Miss Betty Chronix?
I'm from Clearwater.
Clearwater. And we have Miss
Josie.
with us live today. And it's a very special edition of the show. And Miss Betty Chronix came in from Clearwater. And we're here to talk about the different stuff that you do. And what exactly does Miss Betty Chronix do? That's a different name. That's you.
Sure. So I'm a global cannabis strategist. So basically what that means is that I'm a consultant for cannabis brands to grow their presence and expand both on social media and through grassroots marketing.
Yeah? Nice. What do you think about that? Talk to me. I see you're quiet. What's wrong? Talk. What's wrong?
How did you get started in the industry? Like, what made you interested in starting, like, being in the cannabis industry in general?
Sure. So cannabis has been a part of my life since I was 12. And I've always worked in my marketing business as, referral only. And one of my friends and business partners referred me a client in the cannabis industry. And that's when I knew that that was the impact I had to make. And I became really clear on, I just wanted to help other brands shift the stigma and make an impact in culture.
Nice. So you're out of Sarasota. So tell me, Clearwater. I'm thinking about Sarasota. I'm going this weekend. I'm sorry. So you're out of Clearwater. So tell me, what's the purpose of it out there? Tell me what's your main goal. Tell me what's your next steps for the next couple months. What do you see you doing?
Sure. So in the next couple months, I'll be hosting business intensives. Where it'll be condensed strategy sessions. My dad has a lot of health problems, so I take care of my dad. And, as part of that, we're going to be traveling a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm also going to be launching a mastermind for businesses.
A mastermind for businesses. It's pretty cool. What do you think about that?
I think that's pretty interesting. What is it exactly that you're going to be doing with this course?
Sure. So it's a 6-month intensive group program where it's going to be comprised of strategy sessions with experts in the cannabis industry. People participating will also get access to special rates on consulting services, copywriting, and other marketing services. So it's going to be a lot of high-impact entrepreneurs in a group environment for 6 months where we're going to be pushing each other to the next level.
Okay.
So what do you think about 2019? You're the consulting person. You're the one that's going to be helping businesses like mine take it to the next step. So what's the next step for 2019? What do you see for this year?
So I see a lot of businesses being known in cannabis culture and specifically in educating. So really this year is going to be about educating the community, helping patients learn more about what helps them the most, and really just gaining presence as the market is changing, especially in Florida. There's lots of opportunity, especially for doctors' offices to get out there in the community and meet people and hear these stories firsthand from the patients.
So you touched upon your dad having some health issues. Mm-hmm. Is your dad a current MJ patient?
Yes, my dad is also a patient.
Nice. And are you currently an MJ patient?
I'm a patient as well.
Nice. So how long have you been a patient for marijuana in Florida?
I've been a patient for over a year now.
Okay, and how have you seen it from the first time to now? What have you seen so far? How do you take your method of administration?
Sure. So I've seen major differences. I use both vapes and oils, and especially with my anxiety, it's been a huge life changer, even just the CBD too, and just helping me manage pretty intense panic attacks. Um, and throughout other areas of my life, it's really helped me to just be a present parent and be there for my children.
Nice. How many kids do you have?
I have 2 boys.
Nice.
1 and 2.
Somebody got their hands full.
Why are you so quiet right now? What's going on? Why aren't you
I'm
talking?
not trying to be
Before my
rude.
line, no, come on, take over. We got to talk now. We're trying to be rude.
So this is Josie.
Yes. And funny story, we met on Instagram and we connected on there. I don't even know how we started following each other. And then I invited her to like, come on to Reggae Rise Up and we need to like talk and network and work together and we're a community.
So much fun.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun and we hit it off and Zoe's here.
I drove over here for the day.
Nice. Reggae Rise Up, what was that?
That was a reggae festival. Everybody was together having fun. There was just a lot of reggae artists there. So it was just...
That might be a good spot for us to go to next time.
Yeah, it would be actually.
It
was
a
amazing.
Very up-leveling experience.
Yeah, it was very spiritual, I think.
Yeah.
Everybody was very
open
and connected, and yeah, it was fun. We had a lot of fun, and I'm glad she came out there to meet me. She didn't even know me.
So random. She was just like, "Are you going to the reggae event?" I'm like, "No, but I'm getting tickets."
Yeah.
I like hopped on. They were sold out completely, and I hopped on Craigslist. And I was so nervous that the tickets wouldn't work.
But she went through all of that. It was all a part of the journey, us meeting
yeah.
and connecting, because I would have never thought, like, I didn't know her in person or anything. And we just met there, hung out, and we just connected. Like, her dad has some conditions similar to my mom's. And then we were able to connect that way and talk about, like, different methods of education and, just getting more education is great. And she goes to, like, same dispensary where my mom got her medicine before. So we were able to talk about that and talk about CBD and THC and the differences. And we just had a lot in common.
And that's the power of just being, like, authentic and just being you on social media.
Yeah. What's your favorite dispensary?
I would say Knox.
Knox?
Yeah.
What's your favorite dispensary?
You
gotta give me a favorite.
I don't have a favorite. You don't have a favorite. Okay, fair. Why Knox?
Because of their quality, and honestly, one thing I really respected about them is they didn't start selling the flower. And when I asked them why, they told me that they were trying to be completely buttoned up while the laws were before the laws changed, and I really respected that. Professionalism.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. They're really big time in Puerto Rico. Knox is like probably the biggest dispensary in Puerto Rico, and they're big time in selling the cannabis out there. And for them to do that and take their time to do it in the state of Florida, that's hats off to them. Yeah. By far. So back to Knox. So you like Knox because of not only before the bud, but why is that your favorite products wise? Tell me. Talk to me. What's your go-to product? When you wake up in the morning, what's your regimen? Tell me. I'm excited. What's Miss Betty Chronix do in the morning?
Oh gosh. Okay. So normally it's the vapes in the morning. The oils are only really at night. So in the morning I'll take a couple vapes.
Sativa, hybrid, indicas. What are you just...
I'm actually sativa mostly, and
nice.
They say it doesn't help with anxiety. For me, it's uplifting. It's a really good vibe.
Okay, cool. And that helps out with you. Are you taking any medications besides that, or you just stay on cannabis so far?
No, I actually stopped taking medication when I was like 17.
Nice.
And it was just cannabis.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're like, that's great.
I
love it.
Cannabis every day, all day.
Yeah.
She's getting medicated.
So what is at nighttime? How are you taking your oils?
I actually love to cook.
Okay.
So I like to make different dishes just for me after the kids go to bed. And it really...
How do you cook? What do you cook?
I cook pastas. I love cooking Italian. I like to bake.
But how do you get the cannabis in there? See, I'm not knowledgeable about this at all.
Oh,
and a lot of our viewers...
on social media.
Cannabis you can cook with. Since the beginning, since cannabis, let me educate you on this one. We got passed in 2017. Joey the chef, he came from Africa. That's Liberty Health Science. He was the first one, Joey Laguano, I think his name is. He He was the first guy to come out here. I think it was February 13th for Valentine's Day. Started cooking with oils. City came after him. The county came after him. It's perfectly legal. You can still purchase your oils. You can still cook with it. You're 100% comfortable.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then
You're a patient.
I told you. I got your back. I got your back.
Yeah.
You made it clear at first. She's an M&J patient.
Yeah.
That's why I made sure I got you. Trust me.
And we that was the inspiration behind Betty Chronix. Really, is because I cook a lot. I cook for everybody. I cook for big, events.
Yeah.
With
now we got the
Oh!
Let's go.
Now we got the
Give me
scoop.
some. Give me some. Give me some. There you go.
Yes.
So Betty Chronix comes from your baking and cooking abilities. So is this something that you've had growing up? Did you go to culinary school? Is it something that your mom was a badass cook, or grandma was just there, or talk to me?
No, so I'm glad you asked because nobody ever taught me how to cook. I didn't even learn how to cook until my 20s. And
Okay.
when I learned how to cook, it was just something that
Well,
helped.
that isn't too much far ago. So you just recently learned how to cook.
Yeah. I'm almost 30. Oh gosh. So I taught myself how to cook. I just looked up all kinds of recipes. I did keto for a long time after I had kids to lose weight, so I was really into cooking with that.
Oh wow.
And I love doing it. It helped to calm me down because when your anxiety is on, full flame, anything like that where you're doing something, it really helps.
So let me ask you a question. If I'm coming tonight, what's your favorite meal to cook with? Tell me from start to end. Pasta? What's the easiest because our viewers out here, especially me, I'm not understanding this. I love pasta. We're fat boys, we can see.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
I touched a spot.
Yes, I want to learn how to cook cannabis with pasta. So tell me.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Okay. So I would say fettuccine alfredo, and normally the sauce would be like some whipped cream. Some herbs. I don't like to cook with too much like seasonings because my dad has the heart problems and he can't have any sodium. So
Wow. So.
I mean, he can have a little bit.
Yeah, obviously, but
the spices have to be herbs. So we have like oregano, basil, like just a couple things to go in with the sauce. Put some milk in there. The oil would go in the sauce.
How much oil do you put in there?
I normally
Like a
if I'm
flotation?
cooking just for me, just like a
A
drop, and then
flotation?
I won't eat like a big plate.
Okay.
It will be like a portion because I know my dosing with edibles has to be a lot less because for some reason it really.
And you're talking about you're not using the syringes. You're using the actual drops. So what you're taking out, you're taking a whole syringe and you're putting that into your seasonings when you're first putting it into the food. Okay.
Before
So,
you cook with it.
Before she cooks, this is your pre-prep. Okay.
Yeah, and then make the pasta, mix everything together with the chicken.
Wow.
So I mean, it's really I like to do simple cooking because sometimes it's like I'm exhausted from running around chasing the kids.
Yeah.
So it's like something that's 20-30 minutes.
It's the easiest, yeah.
Nice cheese.
Have you ever cooked on your Instagram before?
No.
You need to. I'm
Actually,
telling
you know
to.
what? I did cook on there. I was cooking.
You should be cooking everything.
Like green bean casserole and something else. I was cooking on there.
Yeah.
Every single day. That should be your show. That's how you should be the real Betty Chronix.
Yeah.
Every time you cook with you and show them, show your family, show your kids off because that's who you
I'll
are.
go to the store and I'll cook for you guys tonight. I'll cook you something tonight.
Hey, listen, I'll bring a skillet in here. I'm
Okay.
telling you that.
All right.
I'm
That would be
Can
cool.
we
Yeah,
do
we should do that for your event.
Yeah,
somebody
had mentioned that,
We are
yeah.
actually cooking. We're actually cooking.
Okay.
We're gonna have but if you can, that'd be really sick. We're doing burgers. We can put. How would you do that? Would
So
you
I
do it
can
per pound?
like I can like the burgers.
Yeah. Would you get the ground meat and put the syringes in there and then mix it up and then cook it from there? Like, how would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't really like, you could put it in the beef and like make a mix because normally with burgers, like we can mix them up with onions and like put stuff in there.
Yeah.
So you could put it together at that point and then put it on the grill.
Okay,
I mean, I don't
okay.
know how it would really work on the grill as opposed to cooking on the stove.
Yeah, but we would only be able to sell that to patients that are MMJ patients.
Correct.
So if you're coming to our 420, 609 Virginia Drive. You need to come get your patient beforehand because I'm not trying to get locked up, guys.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
about
was
you
feeling
guys.
a little bit nervous, like,
Mr. Rogers, we are including her at the 420 event, so she will be here.
Yeah.
What we could do, we could definitely do that. Well, that's what we'll do. We'll have a non-patient food and patient food, and we'll do. Obviously, it'll be a price marker, but we'll figure out how we'll do that, and we can do. We won't do any
where it's at.
we have a post on there, 609 Virginia Drive. I'll send you the links on there. It's a 420 event in Orlando. 609 Virginia Drive, once again, it's the Greenleaf Building. It's our own public property. It's in Ivanhoe Village, off the Mills 50 area. If you know anything about Orlando, you know exactly where that's at. Down by about 12 minutes, 10 minutes from the Amway Center. So that's on a Saturday. We're going to start off at 1 o'clock. And we can do, if we do the syringes, we shouldn't do any indica syringes. We should do a sativa, and we should do like a hybrid. What else would you recommend cooking there? Tell me.
Ooh, desserts.
Oh yeah.
Like cookies and stuff,
Brownies.
right?
Yeah. We can go like traditional and non-traditional, like something.
Well, we won't be able to sell.
We could do CBD.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can do
that's
straight
probably the
CBD.
best. So.
Yeah.
Best solution, guys.
Hemp infused
Yes,
brownies.
There you go. That feels good.
Well, you can still we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to. No bullshit.
This just came up, so we're just
Yeah,
like,
we're
I just
winging
thought
it.
about this. I just thought about this. Well, you can sell it. You can still sell. You can still make your brownies the same way you made your burgers, and you can still sell it. You can put
So
sativa.
patient, yeah.
Yes, to your patients.
Yeah.
So yes, we will have them. You can have edibles now, and there's no reason why we can't sell that. That's a private transaction.
That's true.
Based on the
This is
$600.
true. This is true.
So you know, yeah, we're good. So I think
we're
good.
debating this on social media. Like,
But that's what people are here for. Anybody else can think about something, DM us. Let us know what we're missing. Let us know, hey, this is not a good idea. This is a great idea.
Yes.
This is the laws. You
I
might
don't
have a
believe
county
you're
job.
an attorney, though.
No, I'm not an attorney.
I'm
But
just
I want to make sure that somebody out there can help us, though.
Anybody a lawyer out there?
But I would say this though. I would put any, and this is a fact. I would put any marijuana attorney or marijuana doctor in front of me, and I'll go bar for bar for them, or debate for debate for them. I haven't met a person more knowledgeable than me about cannabis, the laws, how to help patients from anxiety. My youngest patient was 5 days old. My oldest patient was 104. I'm 12,000 deep. I'm 12,000 deep, strong, meaning happy. You can't show one patient that hasn't been happy. One patient hasn't walked through my door yet, in any one of my 5 offices, and says, I'm not happy with my office. I'm not happy with my care.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So what really lights you up about doing this?
Helping people. I lived a different life. I'm from the South. Like, I built my own part. I took care of the place where I hooped at. I've done my due diligence. I've done the high school thing, I've done the college thing. I work and I run 5 OBGYN offices throughout the state of Florida. I've been medical before medical cannabis was passed. So for me, this is all icing on the cake. This happened, we was on a balcony in Fort Lauderdale, we were working. Cannabis just got passed, it was a Tuesday or Wednesday a couple years ago. And I was actually smoking on the balcony. And we were just talking, we looked at the laws, and it's like 3 months to get your card for, and I started cannabis for hospice patients. I started off in a whole different field because my mom took care of elderly patients for a living. My mom worked under the table for over 30 years in this country, getting paid $10 to $12 an hour, 12 to 24 hours a day. And she took care of people, wiping people's asses, taking them baths, grandma and grandpa's. My mom grinded her ass off. And for me, I'm like, shit, I knew these people growing up. I knew Miss Rose, I knew Miss Ellen for 4 or 5 years, and they suffered in hospice for 6 months. So now I got the opportunity to change shit, and I actually have the funding to do it, because I fund myself. This is solo dolo. This is not no Bank of America, no credit agency. I don't got no partner out here. This is everything I do strong by myself. So I'm able to talk the way I talk, and I walk the way I walk. So that's why I do this. And that's why I help patients out. I get patients for $100. I'm the cheapest place in the state.
That's awesome.
I have doctors that go to your house.
I just paid double that.
Yeah?
I just paid double that last week.
So okay, wait, let's rewind here. So you're an MJ patient, we all established that.
Yeah.
You just went back last week to your doctor's office, which will remain nameless. So you went back there last week. Did you call them? They called you. Explain the process, because this wasn't our office, was it?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it was not. And honestly, I had to call them when I found out it was like expired already, and like they have never called me. They told me they were gonna call me, but they never called me. So I called them and was like, "What's the deal? Like, guess I gotta come in. So I came in. And they didn't even tell me about the new laws. And
with the
like,
bud and everything. Yeah, that's
so
interesting.
You went in last week. They talked to you about the oil script.
Mhm.
They didn't talk about the bud script. And I can tell you why. 2 reasons why I didn't call you. The first reason why I didn't call you, the office which remain nameless, is a retail office. They're not governed by ACA nor HIPAA.
Mhm.
So they don't have to understand patient coming back. The state law says you're supposed to come back once every 7 months for your script. Go to any primary care, go to urgent care, and have them give you an inhaler. I guarantee you go back within 21 days.
Mhm.
That's in any script any physician writes you in the state of Florida. So why is it that you come back in 7 months? So our office is different. You would have came back in. But that's for one. They're a retail office. They don't know how to do patient care. Number two, they didn't give you the bud scripts or even offer you the bud script from one very, very pertinent reason. They're not comfortable with the law. And I don't give them wrong for that. Just like you said, I wasn't a lawyer. I'm not. But I got a whole team full of lawyers in the background with me. And they made sure before the bud was passed, my draft was taken care of. I have an 8-page consent form. The state of Florida's consent form is 5 pages. The whole purpose of the law was for the doctor office to tell the patient, cannabis is great for you, but tobacco is horrible.
Right.
These are the harmful effects of smoking tobacco. That particular office you went to didn't maybe have the draft consent taken care of. Or their doctor itself isn't able, because not every, and this is a fact, guys, not every patient is going to qualify for smoking. I don't care what Dr. MJ is going to say, and I'm going to call it out. I don't care what Miracle Green's
He's
going to say.
giving a thumbs up.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you this for a fact. Not every patient can get it. You're going to switch over. You're going to get in trouble because it's just like when the pain mills come out. So this is over 10 years ago. You cannot just write scripts. You need to have a reason of why your oils is not working for you. Your tinctures are not working for you. Your capsules aren't working. You chose to go this method. And how are you going to do that if you wasn't a green relief patient? Because can I ask you a question? Do you have a journal by any chance of what you started, like you met your cannabis, or what you bought, what you didn't take? Do you have a journal?
No.
See, if you was my patient, you would have. I bought over 12,000 composition books. Do the math on that. Every single one of my patients had one of those because now I can simply request, that's your medical records. You get it? That's your book that I'm going to take. I'm scanning it. I'm sending it to the state of Florida. So same little kids in Florida who's putting yes or no on everybody's recommendations, they're going to see that. So in 5 years from now or 5 months from now, when why you got a bud script, this is why. Because you went through your oils, you went through your tinctures, and this works great, but you're at 80% functionality. You were born to be 100%.
I was born to be 100%.
And that's why you get that's what cannabis does.
Yeah.
You might wake up on 60.
Yeah.
Your first hit might get you to 70.
Yeah.
Your 6th to 7th, you're at 80, 90. Now your day's functioning.
When you talk about it that way, like it really does make sense because if you're dosing right, like you're at your optimal like functioning.
Yeah.
And what happens when you overdose? You get couch rhythm. You know how important you're going to be for patients at the 420 event? Being able to cook live. Being able, I have the skillet grill, I got the grills, I'm going to hook you up.
Fettuccine Alfredo.
He's
burgers.
He's
So if not, I'll cook it for you. I've been a father for over 10 years. I've been a single dad for a long time. I took care of 2 boys, and I've cooked everything from burnt turkeys. I still can't do a fried turkey. 3 years running.
Oh, we grilled turkeys. Oh, we grilled turkeys on the charcoal grill and the gas grill.
I'm getting you a tripod, and you're going to just cook
Well,
everything that you
yes, I have a tripod. We'll have like a whole table.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And we'll have some food, like food sponsors.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
that's what we're
Yeah,
doing.
we need to do that. But back to the journaling, we talked about that at the last show too. Everybody should be writing down, like keeping track of what they're doing and the method of how they're doing it.
But no one's
The
going to
route.
write it down. They should be taking pictures. Let's
You can
be
take
honest.
pictures too.
Let's be honest with each other. Who here walks around with a composition book or a notebook?
I actually do walk around with
I
a
have
journal.
to write stuff
do
down. I
lot
have a
of
bad
journaling.
memory.
1 out of 3. You just proved
2
my
out of 3.
point.
What?
Yeah.
There are 2 out of 3. Okay, what's your last pen? Show me your book what you wrote, what you bought for the past 3 months. Show me your book of what you bought on some real stuff here.
Yeah.
Like, so show me. Everybody walks around with it. We're not doing it, but show me a text message you didn't respond to. Show me. I bet you every one of your messages you responded to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Some people are bad about responding to text.
How often do you shop at the best parent? I'll put it real simple for you. Let's keep it KISS.
Yes.
How often do you shop at a dispensary? Once every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Are you about saying once every 2 weeks? Once a week?
No, my mom can make her medicine last because I'm the
I said
caregiver.
you.
I don't. I don't go to the dispensary. I'm the caregiver for my mom.
So you're not MJ patient yourself?
No.
Okay, so for everybody out here,
I'm the
We still
caregiver.
love her, though.
No, I'm the caregiver,
Yes,
and
caregivers.
she does capsules and oils, so it'll last her a certain amount of time. What happened?
thanks, Charles. So I'm making it live here now. I would like to offer you to become a patient, so you can understand what we go through. Because if you're going to
I
talk
work on
about
the
it,
dispensary side of it, so I saw a
So where do
lot
you
of
work
that
now?
side.
but where do you work now?
I work for you.
No, you don't work for me. We work together.
We work together, okay.
So we gotta get into educating. So how are we gonna go and talk about a particular product? Let's say a CBD product that we wanted to purchase at Knox, or we wanted to purchase at Curaleaf, or Harvest. We're in Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a lot of patients come through in Harvest, just like you are where you're located.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go to your local dispensaries. I go to any dispensary now. I call Lydia from Curaleaf right now. She answered my phone call.
Yeah.
And that's where you guys need to be at. Know your faces. Know the products.
Yeah.
I would like to offer this to you.
Yeah. I've purchased stuff from Vitacan for my mom, and I went to Harvest and visited, but they didn't have like anything available right now. But don't sleep on Harvest though. They're
I've never
coming.
heard of them.
They're coming.
I think Harvest is going to take Trulieve out. I said it first. Trulieve is the biggest dispensary in the state of Florida, and they kill numbers. They kill because of the crumb. They kill because of the true sticks. They kill because of they have so
Their
much.
branding.
They have a lot of variety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it happens when you're branding and everyone else catches up to you. When you're driving a Toyota Camry the whole time and a Lexus comes around, you want that L.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to see that L. Same company who makes it is just a higher brand.
Yeah.
I personally think, and professionally speaking for a lot of our patients,
Mm-hmm.
a company like Harvest or Curaleaf will take Trulieve out.
Yeah.
But Knox is something different. They have their own brands. So would you ever smoke the bud?
Yeah,
You would.
of course.
Okay. So
Try all the dispensaries
Yeah.
out, and then let
Yeah.
us know which one you like best.
well, it's only two of them.
Well, it's only two of them. Trulieve and Curaleaf.
Okay.
We should put it to the test. I actually bought some Curaleaf products. Doing it tomorrow.
Okay.
Some indications. I'll go pick up some Trulieve stuff, and we'll do the show on Friday, and we'll see which one grades out to be better,
Yeah, definitely.
and we can start doing that.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
fun.
So,
That would be fun.
Miss Chronix. So the 420 adventure coming.
She's gonna get me
We
coming out here
volunteered
twice
her.
a week.
Yeah.
Charles wants you to come. There's actually a lot of people on here. I don't know how to use this too well because I guess it's
We'll look at the comments later. I don't
Yeah.
even know if you guys can hear us, but
yeah.
most of you.
Thoughts on
Yeah.
the proposal for the THC limit from Sean. What proposal? Oh, that's what they just sent in over. I haven't
From
read it yet.
Tallahassee.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet. I think they're smart for that. I think they definitely should regulate it. But the only way to regulate that, like they don't even regulate what you guys buy. You go to. That's so disrespectful. Sorry. Damn my phone. Sorry guys. They don't even regulate what you guys purchase. They only track your last order.
Mhm.
So you go there now to the dispensary 2 weeks now. Let's say you forgot to pick up a cartridge and you go back again for your second order. You have 2 receipts. Your last receipt's the one that's saved.
Mhm.
So how are they going to do a THC limits? That has to come out from the doctor's office. What do you think?
I think so too. Yeah. I think so. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see what just happened. I saw somebody put a comment on there from Tallahassee and it doesn't look good, but I didn't get to read exactly what's going on.
These are great onions. So they're talking about how we can cook with it.
Oh,
So grandma's not
see, you
something
guys
to
are
cook.
interested in Betty
Yeah.
Chronix then.
Cook with onions.
Oh, so
Everybody
we will
loves
take
some
down all
edibles.
this
Yeah.
inspiration. Like, give us all the requests.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch on here. We'll check this out after. So he definitely wants to
Yeah,
cook
but
with
it's
it.
messenger.
Okay.
Okay.
No worries. So back to this Chronix. 420. We'll have some products out there. Now you talked about 2019. You don't get your blood script. Hopefully, I would like you to come to be a green leaf patient so we can take care of that. So you can try that out. We'll make sure the doctor's in the office. You get to see today if you wanted to.
Sure.
So you usually have to get released. Do you have access to a patient portal?
On the state?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I do.
Okay, so for any patient out there who is an MJ patient right now, and you currently are like your physician, you can, thank you, you can go on your patient portal, and you just go scroll down once you log into your patient portal, and you click deactivate. Once you click deactivate, you're off the doctor's office, and you go to any doctor office you want to.
And then you can come to us.
Yes.
You can come to us too.
Yeah, you see? Guys, I never even knew
I'm the
that.
educator.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you have your card? Tell me. You have to.
You're the queen of the.
I just don't understand that, guys. But it's okay. The educators have the card, but it's fine. At least you have your parent with the card, which is still the same access. You still have the same access.
I do. And I worked on the dispensary side for a year and a half, so I got to see a lot.
No, you got to see one whack dispensary who does everything in-house.
No, I got to meet a lot of patients with different conditions and hear all the testimonies.
You worked in Orange Avenue at Knox, and they sat there, and 50% of the patients and more were elderly, and they came out, and the only reason why they got money from the beginning, the only reason Knox is still Knox, the first in Orlando, when the next 6 months from now, what does Knox do? If they're the only company that has their own products, they don't have management medicinals, and they won't have any other outside source of bud or oils, how else do you survive? Tell me. I'm asking you.
I don't know. I can't answer that.
So you came on the show, that's what you thought? You're never coming on again. You can't do that. There's no way. How do you do that? You have to be able to tell your opinion. That's an opinion you're giving.
It is an opinion.
So how does the dispensary work? Tell me. How would you going off of just your own particular product and not going out and giving what the public wants? You came out with suppositories. You're the only one that came out with suppository. I'm asking you a legit question. You're taking it personal.
No, I'm not taking it personal. Not at all. Not at all.
This is a legit question. I don't understand how you do that. If you go on your own method of doing those things and everyone else around you is doing something different, how do you survive?
I understand. Yeah, you have to branch out and do different things. Of course, you have to branch out.
But
I don't understand.
You work there.
You set yourself apart.
Yeah, but how? Tell me. Okay, how do you set yourself apart? Tell me what your next step is. Everyone has the same thing right now. When the bud comes out, right? So everyone have the same process. What's the next step for cannabis? Forget about Knox. Any company. What's your next step? You're the consultant. Tell me.
Just really, to me, again, it's education and connecting with your audience.
Okay, so you would leave it up to the public to ask you. Or to come back and say, hey, listen, I think this is what we should try. Maybe a nose inhalation, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about ice packs, for example. I mean, instead of, we have the pop packs, then we have, instead of the patches was the terror, why doesn't more companies have patches out there?
Yeah.
Why
You do market research to understand, like, what people need.
Yeah,
like what people are wanting.
But this is what I'm trying to tell you. You're not understanding. How are you going to ask the public what they want, what they don't understand?
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Knox came into Orlando. They're going to only have this. When a dispensary comes in here, just like a doctor's office, once you treat them right, they're always going to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking you guys.
Yeah.
How are you going to give the patient something different? They don't even know what they want. If you're only, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Mm-hmm.
the patient will know about patches if they only went to Knox. They'll know about suppositories. Not to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
They'll know about the next flavored oil. So if they go to Cetera, they'll know about that, but they won't know about this product. So what do you feel? Have you been to another state for cannabis before?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, you should go to Vegas. I've been to like 6.
See, I actually was supposed to be in Vegas right now, but my dad's in the hospital right now, so
Okay,
I couldn't travel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully when he gets out.
Yeah.
I think Vegas is probably the best place to go to. And the reason why I say Vegas, as I think in California, it's still very medical there still. So a lot of their products is one side medicine, one side regular recreational side, compared to California would be just all recreational.
Right.
So that part wouldn't work. What else? What would you like to see coming out here for 2019? Tell me something that you would think.
A good variety of edibles, not just like gummies, but like all kinds of edibles, so that
There
people
we
have
go.
variety.
See?
We have to have
Thank
variety
you.
for the patients. We have to. I think it should be
Yeah.
all available for everybody that needs it. Everybody has a different condition, comes from different walks of life. Everything works differently for everybody. Some people love edibles. It works great for them.
Yeah, I'll put the ball in your court. So you would want to do a variety of edibles, correct?
Yes.
So edibles isn't right now available. So tell me how you would regulate it. Meaning, a patient comes into us, you know how a doctor office side works, and you know how a dispensary side works. How would you regulate to a patient coming into you? I'm a patient coming into you, 30 years old, I have a hard time sleeping at night. I'm a recreational user and a medicinal user, meaning I use cannabis for recreational purposes and medicinal purposes. So what would you tell me to take, and how would you tell me to take it? Let's say they had chocolate bars, gummy bears, soda, and cookies. So I gave you 4 different things. Tell me how you would tell me to do it.
I would say maybe a cookie, but it depends also.
All 10 milligrams each,
Okay.
all sativas, all indicas, all hybrids. So you tell
Okay,
me how you
indica,
would do it.
definitely indicas, because of course indica is going to help you sleep, and I would probably do maybe like a dime size of like a chocolate bar, for example. You can eat like half of a chocolate bar. It would be too intense. It would be too psychedelic, I think, if you're trying to go to sleep. If you're doing an indica. For a cookie too, like I would just do a little bit. Like a bite will be enough. You don't need a whole cookie.
Okay.
That would be too intense.
Yeah.
So we're talking
tiny cookies.
Tiny cookies. Okay.
Yeah.
So
like bite-sized cookies. Yeah, that you can just put one
like
and then be done with it.
So that's how you would prefer to do it. You would prefer to do it just like, because right now how we do our gummies and how we do our worms, we tell them to take per gummy per worm. Correct. So you would do it so where instead of a big chocolate crunch bar, you would do it per pieces maybe?
Yeah.
Because right now they don't have that.
Exactly.
I've been to a lot of different 6, 7 states and every single chocolate bar is big pieces like this.
I know, and it doesn't make sense
it's
really.
Easier to educate when you can say, you know what I'm saying, like one piece.
Maybe that's something you can do when you have your proposals out there for your companies, especially with the dispensary. When you get to that point, Ms. Chronix, you should be like, well, this is your edibles part, and you should do a die line because all those companies work for a die printing when they print the stuff out. Right. This is your lines you should do your mold out of. Put a Betty Chronix mold on there.
Oh yeah, we're doing the branding.
Yeah, that would be very smart to do.
Yeah. So I would. That's what I would do. I would have like the little kind of like similar to the mini 100 pack calorie snacks or whatever, just like the mini ones.
You'll be my first
certain amount. After I'm a patient, she's gonna get me to try her edibles.
I actually have a patient on here. CBD oil. Somebody can confirm it behind this, Ms. Chronix. Okay. CBD oil needs to be cool. Let me continue.
No, she
cools in temps around 320 degrees. If not, so we can see the benefit. So basically, this patient's saying that it has to be heat up to 320 degrees and heat higher. Is that true?
Yeah, I would agree because especially like I'm not clear on the process that they do in other states, but like we have the oils here, so it does have to be heated up above a certain amount.
Baking, you bake over 350 and the stoves over 350. So cool, good to go. So we answered that question. Thank you, Ms. Chronix. Mr. Labman has a question. Shoot, Mr. Labman. I have another question for you too. In terms of marketing, what are the cannabis businesses doing wrong and what are they doing right? That's a very loaded question.
That is a good question.
I know who that is.
Yeah. So I can definitely answer that. So one thing they're doing wrong is not taking advantage of opportunity. And what I mean by that is with organic search, there's virtually very low competition in terms of numbers. And a lot of companies are not putting out content. That's really important to be consistently putting out both content and videos. So that's definitely,
so you're talking about the SEO side. You're talking about, and that's very smart because.
And the other thing is being out there in the community and educating. A lot of them are not doing that like they should be.
But you just gave a double-edged sword. You want companies to do more, and I agree with you 1,000%, to do more social media, to do more organic, because we have to do it organically so the world can know cannabis is still federally illegal. So we cannot pay Google, we cannot pay Yahoo to help us advertise. Exactly. So we're behind the 8 ball. So that's what you wish us to do. But then at the same time, you're asking, like I'm asking. Sorry guys, hold on 1 second. We're next to the hospital. You're asking, like I'm asking for dispensaries to do the social media side, but then you're asking to do something that we did back 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You're asking to print out flyers, to go door to door. You're asking, how else do you educate the community? Tell me.
No, not necessarily door to door. It would be more of like targeted marketing, really.
Okay, so here, I got a great question for you. How would you market this is a retirement community. Any city you go to has a retirement community. That's a fact. So this area right here is a great retirement community in Kissimmee. How would you advertise to a person 50 years old or older? Tell me.
So I would honestly walk into the office and start talking to the owner of the office.
No, I'm talking about an average person.
Like the average person, like what would you say to them?
No, how do you get to them? How do you get to that older demographic who doesn't have the social media? That's our problem in cannabis because a lot of the cannabis users out here in the 70s, a lot of people now will smoke bud right now. A lot of older people will smoke cannabis compared to younger people because the younger folks doesn't want the smell. The older cats don't care. Because this is Woodstock. This is a fact now, guys. So what would you do? How do you market to that person who doesn't have the Facebook, who doesn't have the Instagram, who still has a flip phone? How would you market to them?
I would go in person, like bring them together, like find a way. Like there's a lot of community associations that bring those people together.
Nice. Okay. Great news.
And really just talk to them, educate them. Even like if they're homebound people where they're in pain, there's other ways that you can get.
It's like the lace pouch drivers, the medical drivers who can't drive, the people who pick them up. So that's a good idea to go through. So
yeah.
Okay, good. So
like grassroots. That's actually my consulting firm is grassroots strategy.
Okay, good. The reason why I ask these questions is because I'm not knowledgeable, and our viewers are not knowledgeable either. So when we break it down to everybody understands. So that's going to contact you to help you get your business and get it out there.
Absolutely.
So what do you think so far?
I think that's genius.
Excited.
Yeah, I think it is too. We've taken up. Here's a question: if I'm a patient with a medical cannabis card from the Cayman Islands, would I be able to purchase? No, you would not. But if you have a bill out here, if you have electric bill or you have a water bill, you can still live out there and you can still own a home out here, or you can even have a residence out here. You'll be able to get your cannabis card. You bring in that bill to us, your electric bill, your cable bill, your water bill. We'll submit it to the state of Florida. You'll be able to get your cannabis card. The state of Florida says you have to be a snowbird resident, but snowbirds technically, I can't ask a patient for your travel documents. I'm not TSA, guys. And I'm not just on TSA. So that's what the state of Florida wanted us to do, is to figure out they're here for 30 days or more. How do you do that?
Yeah, a seasonal resident.
How do you do that?
There's a lot of people that come down here, even just half the year, and they're everyone loves Florida.
Yeah. Vacation here and go back home.
I think we probably asked 2 or 3 of these questions. I think we set up the show for another time. I think we should come back on maybe before the 420 event. We can talk about what we're going to be showcasing there. And so everybody come out and see it. We can bring a couple stuff out here and we can go from there. What do you think?
Yeah, that would be amazing. We can go over the menu.
Yes.
Yes, the menu.
Yes. And we'll take requests.
What do you think she should make on there? I think she should do some edibles. I don't know. Those burgers sounds awesome though, for real. That's legit.
Yeah.
You gotta break them down and make something really good, cheesy.
Cool. So you heard it here first.
And this is the South, so we make Southern food.
Yeah, I'm excited to taste your cooking. I truly am. I'm gonna be one of the first people buying it, so I'm down.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you girls. Any last words?
I'm just so excited for this connection.
Yeah, me too. Great things coming, big things coming, education.
And growth.
Yeah.
Time to grow, guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And we'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Signing up. Talk to you guys later.
Alright, I'll grab this one.
I'll get it for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This one timed out, so.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And this?
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, I don't think
anything you guys
anybody
share.
can hear because